Barcelona didn't just beat Borussia Dortmund, they humiliated them. Ripped them apart, shoved their flaws under a microscope and lit the whole thing on fire. 4-0, and it honestly flattered the Germans. If this was a Champions League quarter-final, it didn't feel like it. It felt like a public execution. Robert Lewandowski, Raphinha, and Lamine Yamal are on a different level right now. Not just good, not just clicking, they're unplayable. And let's not pretend this front three was supposed to work. One's 36 and supposedly on the decline. Another was halfway to Saudi Arabia 6 months ago. The last is a kid barely old enough to rent a bike, let alone carry the attack of one of the biggest clubs in Europe. Yet here they are, eviscerating teams with a kind of ruthless rhythm that makes it all look far too easy. This isn't hype, it's carnage. Raphinha opened the scoring or stole it, depending on how generous you're feeling. Cubarsi should have had his first Champions League goal, but the Brazilian toe poked it home on the line like a pickpocket in broad daylight. The look on his face said it all. Guilt, relief, maybe a touch of embarrassment. He glanced up, praying the flag wouldn't ruin it. It didn't. He was onside, barely, and the goal stood. 12 goals in the competition now. No points for sportsmanship, but it put Barcelona in the driver's seat. Then came Lewandowski, the ageless predator. One tap in from inches out, another finish to make it 3-0, his 99th goal for Barcelona. Say what you want about his age, but he's now the first player in Europe's top 5 leagues to hit 40 goals this season. Hansi Flick has turned him from fading legend to cold-blooded killer. It's like he found the fountain of youth, and it tastes like dominance. And just when Dortmund thought they could catch their breath, Yamal put the knife in. Clinical, calm, deadly. A toe poke with the composure of a veteran, not a 16-year-old. The kid is a freak, a generational freak, and the most frightening part is he's still learning. He didn't just score, he dictated tempo, pulled strings, stretched defenses. Lewandowski might be the finisher, but Yamal's the chaos engine. Dortmund had chances early on, sure. Guirassy had 2 big ones, missed them both, and that was it. When you play a team this surgical, you don't get second chances. Guirassy's a streaky striker, and tonight he was cold. Freezing cold. A player with 10 goals in his last 10 Champions League starts suddenly couldn't finish a sandwich. You can't win knockout ties with ghosts up front. You can't win with passengers anywhere. Once Barcelona shifted gears, not even top gear mind you, more like third, it was over. Flick didn't need tactical brilliance. He didn't need to outcoach or outthink. He just let his attackers eat, and Dortmund served themselves up on a silver platter. It's not like Barca were flawless either. They started slow. Brandt found pockets. Chukwuemeka floated around trying to make things happen. For a minute there, Dortmund looked competitive. And then the second half happened, and reality came crashing in. Dortmund ran out of gas. Their midfield ran out of legs. Their bench had nothing. Chukwuemeka had 1 full game under his belt in 2025 before this, and Mecha had barely seen a pitch in months. Both started, both looked knackered, and neither had the tools to hold back the storm. Brandt disappeared. Duranville offered pace, but no threat. Soule looked like a memory of the player he used to be, not someone you throw into the fire against this Barcelona attack. This wasn't just a loss, it was a wake-up call. A reminder that Dortmund's squad, patched together with stopgaps and optimism, isn't built to contend at this level. You can't compete with clubs like Barcelona when your plan B is hoping your injury-prone starters don't break down by minute 60. You can't swap muscle for imagination in midfield and expect to survive a counter-attack led by Yamal. Barcelona didn't even need to play beautifully. This wasn't tiki-taka or vintage Cruyff ball. It was brute force, sharp, direct, punishing football. They scored off set pieces, from mistakes, from counters. They didn't dazzle, they crushed. The kind of performance that doesn't make headlines for artistry, but makes opponents lie awake at night. And while Madrid were getting smacked around by Arsenal, Barcelona took another step toward a treble. A quiet step, almost effortless. Flick didn't need miracles, just ruthlessness. The scary part is, they didn't even break a sweat.